Hi, as a counselor now over 40 years, well, as of today, 41 years of counseling and mental health, and founder at the Center, A Place of Hope. Hi, I'm Dr. Greg Jantz. I want to talk about, though I've written extensively about depression, there's an understanding of depression as it relates to the stages of grief. I've got some great notes here I want to share. Just going to be really fast. We're going to give you the overview of this, but the 5 stages of grief. And by the way, depression and grief go hand in hand. Anxiety and grief could go hand in hand. Physical issues, physical illness can go hand in hand with grief, and grief comes in many different forms. There's betrayal in a relationship that ends the relationship. There's a loss of a loved one, a death. There is a loss of a job. There's a moving. There's loss of friends. So this is all very important we take a look at. Grief has 5 stages. Number 1, denial. Number 2, anger, bargaining. Number 4 is depression. And number 5 is acceptance. They don't always go in this order. Denial, anger. Bargaining is, I'm just trying to bargain my way out of this. If only God, you bring them back, or you're trying to change reality with bargaining. But then depression hits right before you hit that acceptance of what's really happened. Now, depression in grief, what it looks like is emotional numbness. You're just totally numbed out to what's going on, numbed out to even understanding your emotions. It's a surreal feeling. You may walk down the street and see people, but you feel disconnected. All right, there's withdrawal. And the withdrawal, you're going to isolate, pull yourself away from people. This is a part of the depression. You're going to feel a lot of fatigue, a lot of lack of motivation. And the lack of motivation is one that is really, it's difficult because you don't feel like doing anything. You feel oppressed. You feel just super low motivation. There's the fatigue. That's that heaviness. It doesn't go away. Your sleep is not restful. You try to get up in the morning and it just doesn't happen. All right. And then there's the tears, tearfulness. Your emotions seem on the edge. You may find yourself frequently crying and going, I'm not doing well. And also there's the hopelessness. There's the hopelessness that I just feel like this pain will never, ever go away. And it does feel that way, like it's never going away. So this is not the same as a long-standing clinical depression. This is depression as a part of the stages of grief. Remember, the final stage of grief is that of acceptance. Not an easy place to come to, but it's accepting the loss. All right. Why is this stage so important? Number 4, depression. Because it really allows the emotional reality of what the loss was to set in. Remember, we were bargaining, we were denying, but now it is set in, and it's terrible. It helps us also begin the process and processing the depth of the pain, the depth of the emotion. We process it versus avoid it or deny it. This is obviously super painful, but the next stage is acceptance. So this is a key pathway to healing. So how do we help? How do we have hope with the depression? It sounds simple, but we do have to I made a note, allow ourselves to feel. You don't rush yourself out of it. You don't snap out of it. And it's super important that we are connected. We talk to someone. We have a counselor, we have a team, we have a pastor, we have loved ones, we have a team that we're talking about what is going on and what that depression's about. Now, this is a time where routines are super important. So if you need to write down, I'm going to get up at this time, you write it all down. I'm going to get up at this time, and then I'm going to do this. I'm going to eat breakfast by this time. Having a routine, I'm going to go to bed at this time. And writing it down, and you may, like I have a little notepad here, you may need to just check it off. All right. And I wrote down here, journaling, reflecting. Here is Here is my journal. Making notations, reflection in the journal, super important. And then small acts of care. Caring for yourself. That means even taking a walk, making a cup of tea, cup of coffee, but just small little acts of caring for yourself. You will be in an emotional fog. It will be deep. It will feel like despair. And there's a time where it can feel really helpless and hopeless. And you feel the despair. And those times where you don't want to stay there and isolate, this is where we see folks. This is where we see a person who comes to us as a client. They are needing something more intense because they've been engulfed in that depression. So grieving is always a personal journey. Grieving is always a time of figuring out how am I going to live again. It really is. New relationships, self-compassion. When you've had a significant loss, you are tender-hearted towards others who have walked the same journey. And it is important that we address the stage number 4 in grief, which is depression. The next one we move to is acceptance, which is really where we begin to feel a sense of hope and healing for our future.